What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mom's Dinner. My name is Susie Weinrich. Here, we're helping you feel successful at dinner time and in your kitchen with super simple and delicious recipes. Today, I am making a homemade sausage stuffing that is going to delight your Thanksgiving guests. It's super easy to put together. It's gonna start with homemade dried bread cubes. We're gonna add sausage and some dried cranberries. It's gonna be so good. So stick around today. I'm gonna share with you how to make homemade sausage stuffing. All right, y'all, this recipe is gonna start with a 1 pound, 4 ounce loaf of bread. We love the Sara Lee Artisanal bread for our stuffing, and so that's what I have here. What I did is I just cut that bread into about 1-inch cubes and I set it out on my countertop just in the open air for 2 days. It may have even been 3. But you want them to be nice and crispy, just like these sound. Now let's grab some of our other ingredients. We're gonna need celery, onions, garlic, salted butter, and of course, pork sausage. We love this Jimmy Dean sage sausage. It is the perfect flavor for your Thanksgiving stuffing. We're gonna cut up about 1 cup of celery, and I don't like huge chunks of celery in the stuffing, so I go ahead and cut down the middle of the ribs of celery first, and then dice it into smaller dice. Same with the onion. You need about 1 large onion. My onions were really small this day, so I did a couple onions and get those in a nice dice. Now you're going to use 1 stick of salted butter and get it put down in a pan over about medium heat. Then add in your 1 cup of celery and your 1 large chopped onion. Now this part's going to take a while, but be patient. You want to soften the celery and onions in that butter until they are pretty soft. So this can take like 20 minutes. Now we need that 1 pound of sausage. Just go ahead and put that in the pan. And then this next tool is one of my favorite tools. It's called a meat chopper, which is such a weird name, but that's exactly what it does. It crumbles any kind of ground meat while you're trying to brown it and crumble it. It makes really quick, easy work of this. So I'll link that down in the description box for you. Now you're gonna need to chop up 4 garlic cloves and get them minced down pretty well. Then you're gonna need a 1/4 cup of fresh parsley. You can use regular, curly, Italian, whatever. I love this tip. Keep your parsley in a jar in a little water in the fridge. It will last forever. Now we need some sage. You need 2 tablespoons of fresh chopped sage. And I like to do this by just bundling those leaves together. And then I go across the other way so you don't have long ribbons of sage in your stuffing. Now you'll need 1 tablespoon of fresh rosemary, so go ahead and get that chopped. I like to, of course, remove the leaves from the stem and then chop them up. So we're gonna add this all into the sausage and the celery and the onions, and those fresh herbs are going to flavor your stuffing so beautifully. Now we're gonna add some seasoning. We wanna do 1½ teaspoons of kosher salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and then this is poultry seasoning. This is kind of a mix of a lot of different seasonings and herbs. So you're gonna need 1 teaspoon of that. Then we're gonna do 1 cup of dried cranberries, like a craisin is what you want here. Stir that all together. Look at all that flavor that's gonna go into your stuffing. Woo, y'all, it is so, so incredible. All right, now this is the binder for your stuffing. You need 1½ cups of chicken stock or chicken broth. You could also use a turkey flavored chicken stock or chicken broth. Add in 2 eggs and then get it whisked up really well, and you can set that to the side until we're ready to put the stuffing all together. Now we need those 12 cups of bread cubes that are nice and dried. We're gonna put them into a bowl. I have a larger bowl. I can't find it, so I am gonna do the best I can by putting this into this smaller bowl and make it work. Then you're gonna put all of the onion and herb and sausage and cranberry mixture in with those bread cubes. Get it stirred up so that all of that butter and the sausage coats all of those bread cubes. It's gonna start to absorb all that flavor. Now I'm gonna pour in about 1/2 of that egg and broth mixture and give it a good stir. This is why it's so important to have really, really dried bread cubes. If your bread cubes were kind of soft, it would absorb all this liquid and then the bread cubes would literally turn into mush. But since they're nice and dry, it's basically just reconstituting those bread cubes with pure flavor. Now this bakes in a 9x9 pan, and you're gonna start by rubbing 1 tablespoon of softened butter across the entire pan. If you wanna double this recipe, you absolutely can. Then you're just gonna double all the ingredients, cook it in a 9x13 pan, but the cooking time will all still be the same. Now we're gonna pour that stuffing mixture into this prepared pan, and you may have to pat it down a little bit to get it to all fit in there. And I pat down kind of that first layer and the second layer, but the top layer I still want to be a little bit craggy because that helps with getting some of those crispy bits on the top. Now the final step is taking 2 tablespoons of butter and cubing it up, and then we're gonna dot the top of the stuffing. That is going to help get those crispy bits on top. What you wanna do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. We're gonna cover this dish with foil, and we're gonna bake it for 30 minutes covered with foil. Then you're gonna remove the foil and bake it for another 20 minutes. Now at the very end, if you want, you can absolutely turn on your broiler in your oven and broil the top to get some crispy bits, but don't leave your kitchen. You don't want to burn the top of the stuffing. You want it just to get golden and crispy. And I'm telling you, this turns out so incredible and delicious. Wait till you see this. Crispy bits on top. Those cranberries are delicious. The inside is buttery and soft, and it's just the perfect combination of textures and flavors. So I really hope you make this one. Join me next week for another video.